What's up, SNA fans? This is Super Ninja Austin back here with another video. And yes, sir, and ma'am, this is the NXT review on February 22nd, 2024. And I would say nothing special or nothing big and too exciting except for the main event match and maybe the mid-card match right in the middle, which I'll give it the second match of the night. But well, any delays, like, let's begin. But yeah, this is just the ordinary episode, but it was pretty good and pretty interesting to watch on the road to NXT Stand and Deliver, big pay-per-view, like the biggest pay-per-view next to WrestleMania, of course, and it's their version of WrestleMania, which is Stand and Deliver. And let's begin, starting off with Ilya Dragunov and Carmelo Hayes going face to face with each other. Before we had. This is before Carmelo Hayes came out in the ring. Like, this is where Ilya Dragunov, they had a few words to say, saying like he was like Carmelo Hayes, I have a few things to say before you come out here, and that is, he's like, and there's a few things. We're not just talking about the NXT Championship. Like, there's nothing to talk about much, though. But I'm going to ask you this: what are you looking for? And what you looking for? Like, let me guess, it's right here on my shoulder. And he's like, so come out of your hiding place, wherever you're hiding at, and let's talk about it, like you would say. Which we had Carmelo Hayes come out, but not only alone, but he had like about 10 security guards right in front of him. So Ilya Dragunov wouldn't attack him, even though Ilya Dragunov would never do that because he's not a coward. Like, he would do it like in a fair one-on-one contest. Because yeah, you know how the Mad Dragon is. Like, he don't do anything unless it's fair for both him and his opponents. Like, no matter if his opponent's gonna be. Anyway, this is where we got Carmelo Hayes coming out. He's like, Ilya, ever since I first came here with that ruthless aggression edge, I've been killing it in the mid card and the main event scene. And he said, you see right here in front of me, Ilya, these are my security guards, and I asked, they're gonna do whatever I tell them to do. And I was like, even if they do obey you, they're nothing when it comes to trying to escort a wrestler, especially if they're a very tough and strong main event competitor. Have you been watching Ups and Downs, Simon Miller? That's what I was thinking to myself. What is security guards? They're completely worthless in wrestling. What if it's in WWE or AEW, TNA, or any promotion? Let's look at Simon Miller when he played a one-off role gig in All In when they were in London, England for their Wembley Stadium show. With Powerhouse Hobbs throwing them to Barry Barricade. But anyways, this is where we got. Carmelo Hayes then continues to say, look at you, Ilya. I see it in your eyes. You're still pissed off that I used you, Ilya. You got tricked out with the great Ilya Dragunov, with your custom suits, so honorable, in your integrity. You make me sick to my stomach. And the fans are like, boo, you're making us feel sick to our stomach by attacking Trick. And this is where fans went PG plus mode, because they had to, or else they probably would have got escorted out of the Capitol Wrestling Center. They start saying "shut the hell up." That's the only language that they can get into the limits, because if they probably say the F word, then they're probably going to be wanting to get kicked out. So they probably listen to the backstage WWE management, and they start saying "shut the hell up" because they do not want to hear him talk like with Dominic Mysterio. This is where Carmelo Hayes I could tell that you. I could tell what's on your evil and twisted mind. This is where Ilya Dragunov was you're damn right. You're damn totally right about me. And this is where Carmelo Hayes, and he was and that's the reason why I'm not stepping foot in that ring, Ilya. Because if I let my guard down, you're gonna take an advantage and take me out before we even have a match. And then this is where Carmelo Hayes started chuckling and continued to say, Like not until I see a contract signed. Like not. And again, we got to make this a whole thing official before we can get any physical. Listen, because if you because when you lose that NXT championship to back to me, like that's your biggest fear, man. And I know you're not that type that trying to take me out before the match. Like I know that. Like I was like, wow, like you're saying you know that? Like I thought you you were just assuming that he's gonna do something slick, and now you're saying you're not gonna like that's 2 plus 2 good potatoes of the night, but I'm not gonna complain about it. But I'm just saying, just one thing I just want to throw out there. But I would say at the same time, like you never know, like if what's on the mind of the match. Like and same with Melo, but it looks like we won't see any physicality between the Mad Dragon and the A-Champ until their biggest championship match, if they ever will, because we had somebody interfering, like when they were about to sign their contracts. But I'm just getting to that just a moment. But yeah, that's what Carmelo Hayes was like we could talk business, Ilya. Yeah, we do. I'm gonna give you an end of the night if you're gonna choose me or not, or else there will be consequences. Well, he didn't say that, but this is where we got security trying to make Ilya Dragunov leave. I was like, have you not learned from the segment with Cody Rhodes when Paul Heyman tried to do this to him? Like when they tried to escort him out of the ring, he gave them what they were looking for is trouble. Most particular, but this is where he started hitting right hands on the first one. The second one, he hit the back elbow, and this is where the security guards was like, "Yeah, we're changing our minds, and we're gonna leave with Carmelo Hayes," which that's what they did. But well, let me know in the comments down below what's the about the segment. Was it your favorite, or was it something else for those who've been watching? And we want that haven't watched, what's your thoughts on me explaining what exactly happened? Do you think was it very entertaining for me explaining what exactly went down on tonight's NXT? I'm gonna let you guys be the judge of that in the comments. But this is where we got backstage. We had what's her name, Ava Rain, or just Ava. Then went up to what's her name, Gigi Dolan, and she was like, "Hey, you're just the girl I want to see." And this is where Gigi Dolan tried to ask for a title opportunity for the NXT Women's Championship. This is where she was like, "Well, I'm overbooked of women who could possibly be contenders, but I can add you on. Let's discuss this in my office." But this is where we got Jada Parker right in Ava Rain's office, which I believe that's kind of breaking one of the rules in the NXT management department. But anyway, this is where Jada Parker immediately apologized. Well, that's something rare that you will hear from the OTM member, female member, of course. But this is where she starts saying I was wondering if I could get moved up into the big leagues, like after my big win against Adriana Rizzo. This is where Gigi Dolan was like, oh hey Jada, like first of all, like I want to congratulate you for your win, like your one-on-one match, your victory, but second of all, my name is first in the front of the line. So if you excuse me, I suggest you to leave and wait your turn like everybody else. And the line starts right behind that door in this office. And this is where Jada Parker's like, girl, I don't wait for nobody, anybody. And that includes you, Gigi. This is where Gigi was how very feisty of you. You need to learn how to use your voice around me. And this is where Jada Parker would then start chuckling. As I had girl, next time and he was like, last time I ever checked, I never mentioned your name before. And this is where Gigi Doe's like, how about I'll give you something to talk about. This is where Jada Parker's like, oh, you want to go there? This is where she tried to take off her ears to try to fight in Ava's office, but luckily Ava broke it up before it even got any uglier. This is where she was like, hey, girls, like that's enough. Like you like want to do this? Like we're not gonna be bringing back World Star. And I was like, when the last time I heard of that streaming platform, like where you could post things, post things about a fight or some kind of what's that? Like a compilations of fights or chase scenes or whatever the scenario may be, with somebody chasing somebody trying to kick somebody's, or they're trying to kick each other's butt and get into a brawl. So that Booker T and Hunter, I mean not Hunter, the Homeless Man and the Hurricane, of course. Yeah, like something that like. And speaking of the NXT commentator and 5-time WCW champion, he's finally back. I want to say I'm very happy that he's finally back, and he made tonight's NXT absolutely entertaining, especially when it came to brawls, which we're going to talk about in just a moment. Him and the Homeless Man and the Hurricane was eating popcorn right in the commentary booth. They're like saying like, oh yeah, this is the whole point of watching the NXT is to see somebody in a rivalry with the other, with their arch rival of some sort, like get into a very physical and brutal altercation to build things up to their next fight. And then this is where we got this is where Ava was like, how about. But this is where we got finally Ava. This is where we had Ava then say, like, how about we sell this in the ring tonight? And then this is where she was like, how that sounds. This is where both women love the idea from Ava. She was like starting with you, Jada Parker, like, and then this is where Gigi Dolan was like, yeah, finally, like she had to walk out with her convincing. And I want to say, like, I'm very happy that Booker T is back from his injury, like, or not injury, his procedure, that he had to take care of, which he'd been out for like the past 3 weeks, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments below about that. But next up, we have Kalani Jordan taking on her arch rival at this time, Kiana James, which Kalani Jordan was given a run for Kiana James' money, like for her bringing a fight to her, throwing her in the left corner side, hitting the sliding kick. This is where Vic Joseph said a pretty cool line saying, this is not the first time that a James was very jealous of a Jordan with the multi-time NBA finals championship MVPs. Back to the ring. This is where we got Kiana James, I believe. Like, he got the upper hand on her one hit until she got countered by Kalani Jordan, which she hit a big running, I believe, drop kick, I believe. This is where we got Kiana James and started kneeing Kalani Jordan right into the midsection. This is where she tried to Irish whip Kalani right to the right corner side. This is where she tried to close on her, but this is where Kalani Jordan ducks. This is where she tried to go for a running crossbody, but Kiana James was thinking the same thing right when she was at the right-hand side ropes, and they hit a big crashing collision crossbody right onto each other. This is where we got Kalani Jordan, I believe, hitting her finishing maneuver. What's it called? Oh, no, she did the running axe handle right onto her and did a kip up like if she was basically her NXT boss, the Heartbreak Kid. This is where we got Kalani Jordan try to kick her in the gut, but she put her leg right over it and then hit that spinning wheel kick like if she was a mixed African American female version of RVD. This is where she tried to go for a pin, but this is where Kiana James kicks out at 2.3, grab on her and swing her in the O-zone, Jordan's signature and MVP's finishing maneuver. But this is where we got Kiana James then throws Kalani Jordan right into the right-hand side apron. This is where she tried to close on it off the apron. But this is where Kalani Jordan then ram her right into the midsection. This is where she tried to go for a springboard roll, like if she was about to go for a buckshot later. But she went right over Kiana James on her back. This is where she runs right into the left corner side, but she gets double A spine punched by Kiana James. This is where Kiana James start pinning, and this is where she got a 1 and she got a 2, but Kalani Jordan kicks out right after 2 at 2.2. But this is where she was very pissed off. Kiana James started hitting or nailing her fist right onto the canvas. This is where he had Kiana James to try to go for a suplex, but this is where we got an inside cradle small package from Kalani Jordan, but she only got a 2.5. This is where they both got back up. This is where Kiana James then he kicks her right in the gut. This is where she picks up the future NXT women, perhaps the future NXT Women's Champion. I don't know when the next time she'll have an opportunity for the NXT Women's Championship. So I'm not sure why I even mentioned that she's a future NXT Women's Champion. I'll say maybe a future give not Kalani. I mean Izzy Dame. Kalani Jordan will give Izzy Dame a piece of her mind, which we're probably gonna see that. This is where we got Roxanne Perez. They showed last Tuesday when Roxanne Perez was very pissed off. Like first it was like hardly giving me a title shot, and the next like they punished me by putting me in a match against Ren Sinclair, which I shouldn't be in the match in that match in the first place. And just because I gave her a piece, I gave her a piece of my mind, even though I didn't hit her. But it shouldn't have humiliated me like that. And then when I was in the shower, they just gave an opportunity to anyone to substitute from Shotzi again sustained by an injury. And she was like appreciated a bit more like I deserve. Like, and this is where Jakar Jackson like, where do you think you're going? Like, and she was like, what kind of superstar you think you are? That's not how a real women's star how she operates here in NXT. Like Lash, like she. Like Lash, legend, like she was already prepared, ready. Like at times like this, like she does not wait. Like she does not wait around for an opportunity. She just takes the opportunity, even if it's like stealing somebody's chance of becoming the champion. And you, Loxton, like you cannot stand a chance. And she was like, well, I gotta hand it to Lash. Like she did it at the right place at the right time, unlike you. Like, which I understand how she can hang out with someone like you. She was like, and then she was like, and you the one that lost the title, little girl. Like, so don't just go, don't go there with me. And this is where Roxanne Perez had enough of hearing Jakar Jackson's big mouth. She started hitting her with right hand. And this is where every woman in the locker room trying to break up the fight, like before it got worse. Which led up to this match, that was coming up next after the Good Brothers taking on Anufe and Malik Blade, which I'll say, like some might say this was the match of the night, but there was other matches that were very interesting, which was the Heritage Cup match and the Von Wagner and Lexis King, even though it was a short and lower mid card feud, but still it was a shocker and it showed that it has some kind of potential and in this potential of like opening NXT Stand and Deliver. Even though I'm not much of an open guy and I'm a main event like of a pay-per-view guy that loves to make comparisons to that point, like. And love to making examples and statements when it comes to the main event scene. But I'll say but Alexis King and Von Wagner definitely delivered, even though that was not really much of a long match. It was kind of like the Kalani Jordan versus Kiana James match. To describe how long the match was. It was like a 10-minute match, basically. But anyway, this is where we got this match, which I'll say I'll give it I'll give it like a fifth match of the night. Like, even though most of y'all will probably say number one, indeed. But the thing is, it's a match that nobody's not sure like where it's going to lead up to, like other than like them possibly going after for the tag team championship. But that all depends if the Good Brothers going to stick around in NXT or they're going to do a one-off and then go back to SmackDown. Let me know in the comments down below. But they didn't give up a lead up to they didn't have an opportunity to have AJ Styles wrestle with Carl Anderson, not even on an episode of Friday Night SmackDown, which they should have, just to confirm that he don't have anything to do with the Good Brothers or his OC sister Mi Chin no more, and they'll just probably split up, and we'll have we'll have Michin going their separate ways with them, and then same with AJ Styles with his feud with LA Knight, and then we'll have the Good Brothers go to NXT. But they didn't actually do that. Like, it didn't make any sense. Like, they just split up like out of nowhere, like without any matches involved. Like with AJ Styles against Carl Anderson, which he would probably say if he wins, then he's no longer on the team with him, and they'll probably. And it would have made sense if they did it that way, but unfortunately, they only just got into an altercation with them slapping each other and nearly get into a fight. But luckily, Michin and Luke Gallows was there to break it up. Even though, sound like if they really got into an actual altercation, but it's just all part of a script that AJ Styles is a heel and he don't want to have anything to do with his teammates no more because he's like the lone wolf. But anyways, But moving on, like to this match, we got Enofe interest Enofe start off with Carl Anderson. It's where he got the better of the former IWGP Never Open Heavyweight Champion. This is where he tagged in his tag partner Malik Blade, which they had a double elbow on him after I was from the top. This is where they start using themselves as like a stepping stool to jump and do. This is where Enofe hits the elbow drop when he used Malik Blade as a stepping stool, and then when Malik Blade used the Enofe as a stepping stool, he hits a stepping senton right on him. This is where Malik Blade was like, "Yeah, this is what it's all about. Like our motivation victories are going to start right here. This is where Malik Blade was like, all right, back to you, bro. And this is where Luke Gallows then tried to distract Malik Blade, which it kind of worked because it gave Carl Anderson enough time to Irish whip him right to the bottom right corner. This is where he tags in Luke Gallows and they start hitting right hands and start stomping on to them right onto their face. This is where Luke Gallows started doing too much hits that they could possibly get him a 5-second DQ. He stopped doing it. This is where Luke Gallows then tried to go for a suplex, but it was more likely a dipping rib plant right onto the top ropes. This is where he hits a big boot when he was still draped on there. This is where then Luke Gallows picks up Malik Blade, but this is where he started trying to go for a right hand right into the midsection. But this is where Luke Gallows then answered back with a Malik Blade. This is where he started hitting those elbows right into the shoulders, like if he was his former straight edge society teammate, CM Punk. And then this is where, which CM Punk was very proud of. He was like, too bad he's on NXT. I can need him on Raw, the reformed the straight edge society, even though we're missing a female like that's trying to elevate the AEW women's division. But this is where we got Luke Gallows going for a headlock. But this is where Malik Blade started hitting the elbows right onto the midsection of Gallows. This is where he went right onto the wrong side and went to their corner in the bottom right. Like this is where he started leaning on. But even though he was trying to take a breather, but maybe it wasn't a good idea to lean on that because that gave him a full advantage. And this is where Luke Gallows started getting some lefts and right hands, like if he was like a 6'5", 6'6", or 6'7" Golden Gloves boxer. This is where Luke Gallows hit a big boot right into Malik Blade's face. This is where he tags in Luke Gallows. This is where Luke Gallows starts stomping on the head. This is where he's like, you think you're going to tag in your boy Anafi or whatever he pronounced his name. This is where he tried to go for a headlock. I'm like, Luke Gallows, hopefully you're not a racist slur, like, because different in foreign names, like you're definitely gonna get punished by the owner of that name. But this is where Carl Anderson to try to go for a back suplex on Malik Blade, but Malik Blade flips out of it. This is where he hits a sunset flip right onto Carl Anderson, but Carl Anderson kicks out at 2.2. But this is where he flips over and got the hot tag right on Anafe. This is where Carl